Listen closely, men. Attraction isn't about begging for attention or proving your worth through effort. It's about creating a pull she can't explain, one that draws her in even when she swears she's not interested. Most men try to force desire, but real men, they become the reason it happens. In this video, I'll break down the psychological triggers that make her chase you, even when she never planned to. Because the truth is simple. You don't chase. You pull. Here's the harsh reality most men avoid. You can't make a woman want you by pursuing her. The more you push, the colder she becomes. Desire doesn't grow in the presence of desperation. It grows in the presence of gravity. When she's not showing interest, most guys panic. They overtext, overexplain, overcompensate. They try to prove they're good enough. But that energy screams one thing: neediness. And nothing kills attraction faster than that. You don't create desire by convincing her. You create it by embodying presence, by being the man who doesn't need her validation to feel powerful. That's what it means to flip the frame. You stop auditioning. You stop chasing the yes. You become the chooser, not the one waiting to be chosen. This isn't about fake confidence or pretending to be alpha. It's about your energy, your grounded, quiet certainty. When a man stands firmly in his value, everything changes. His silence carries weight. His words hit differently. His calm detachment creates tension. And suddenly, the same woman who once felt nothing starts to feel something. Women aren't drawn to men who need them. They're drawn to men whose lives are already full, with or without them. A man whose world doesn't revolve around her. That's the man who makes her lean in. Here's the beauty of it. When you stop chasing, you give her space to wonder. Wonder breeds curiosity. Curiosity builds tension. And tension is the birthplace of desire. So, no, you don't convince her to want you. You make her question why she didn't already. Flip the frame and become the emotional gravity she can't escape. She can't ignore it. Desire isn't logical, it's emotional. And emotional impact always beats physical attraction. That's why some average-looking men have women hooked, while better men get ignored. They understand something most don't. Emotion is the hook. When a woman isn't interested, it's rarely about looks. It's because you haven't triggered the right emotions. Attraction isn't built on appearance. It's built on how she feels in your presence. You've seen it before. She ignores a guy for months, then suddenly starts chasing him. What changed? Not him. Her emotional perception of him. He went from forgettable to addictive. To create that effect, you need to become the emotional drug. Not by being manipulative, but by making her feel something real. Mystery, calm, confidence, silence that makes her lean in. Light teasing that challenges her ego just enough to spark curiosity. That's the formula. But here's where most men destroy it. They give too much, too soon. They flood her with attention, approval, and emotional access like it's on clearance. And when there's no tension left, there's nothing to desire. A man who controls his energy flips the script. He gives just enough, then pauses. He makes her earn more of his attention. That's when the game changes. Because people crave what feels scarce and valuable. The less you need her, the more magnetic your presence becomes. She starts to wonder why she can't stop thinking about you. She replays how you made her feel, not what you said. So stop trying to be the perfect guy. Be the unforgettable one. Slow down your words. Lead interactions with calm dominance. Leave room for her imagination. Don't feed her ego. Feed her curiosity. When you master that, even the woman who once dismissed you starts asking herself dangerous little questions like, why can't I stop thinking about him? And when that thought takes hold, you've already won. Now, one more truth. Make her feel safe, not smothered. Women don't just want desire. They want security wrapped in desire. She might be drawn to your looks or your charm, but if she doesn't feel emotionally safe around you, desire will never grow. Most men confuse safe with soft. They become overly available, agreeable, or clingy, mistaking weakness for kindness. Real safety isn't submission. It's strength with calm energy. It's when she feels she can be herself around you, without feeling judged, pressured, or smothered. That's when she truly lets go. That's when attraction becomes connection. It's when she realizes you won't crumble just because she pulls away. That's where Stoic control reveals its power. If you can hold your frame while she's distant, moody, or testing your emotional center, something shifts inside her. She starts to feel trust, and trust is the doorway to desire. When a woman is around a man who doesn't panic, doesn't cling, and doesn't chase every emotional swing, her nervous system calms, and when she relaxes, her desire awakens. Most men create pressure. They smother the spark with neediness. But the man who gives her emotional space, who lets her breathe, who doesn't try to control the moment, becomes unforgettable. That's why women often fall for men who never chase them, not because of manipulation or tricks, but because those men gave them something rare, the freedom to feel safe and wanted at the same time. That mix is addictive. 4. Control the tempo. Don't rush it. Desire is like fire. Blow too hard and it dies. Feed it slowly and it grows. When a woman isn't interested at first, rushing the tempo kills any chance. Most guys force the connection. They crave instant results, instant validation, instant spark. But attraction doesn't grow under pressure. It grows under tension. The slower and more intentional your rhythm, your speech, your movement, your touch, the more oxygen desire gets. You stop looking like the man who's trying to get something and start looking like the man who already has everything. Slowness is power. When you rush, she feels your anxiety. She senses that you're more invested than she is, and that kills polarity. But when you control the pace, she starts following your rhythm. You become the unpredictable force she can't read, can't predict, can't shake. That's why true seductive energy is never loud. It's calm, it's steady, it's patient, because patience isn't weakness, it's control. When you master the tempo, even a woman who felt nothing at first can find herself pulled in without knowing why. Step 5. Become the source, not the seeker. A man who's always chasing approval gives off desperation. But a man who is the source of calm, of confidence, of value, draws people in without saying a word. If you're trying to make a woman desire you, you can't be a beggar at her emotional door. You must become the storm she walks into, the center, the anchor. Women can feel when your entire sense of worth depends on their attention. That energy pushes them away. But when she realizes your vibe, your mission, your self-respect stay solid, with or without her, everything shifts. That's why emotionally grounded men are rare and magnetic. They don't use tricks or tactics. Their presence is the game. Here's the truth. When you stop chasing desire, desire starts chasing you. That's the paradox most men never master. The harder you try to make her want you, the less power you have. But when you focus on becoming the man she can't ignore, you become power itself. That's what creates that deep, haunting pull. The kind that makes her replay your words at night, wondering why she suddenly cares so much. You're no longer reacting to her energy, you're creating it. And that's what makes desire inevitable. Desire isn't luck, it's energy. When you stop chasing and start leading, she feels it. When you control the tempo, she follows it. And when you stand like the prize, she desires it. If this opened your eyes, hit that like button. Share this with a man who needs to wake up. And comment, I am the prize, if you're done chasing attention and ready to become the pull.